Have you ever wondered who decided which books should be included in the Bible? It's a question that has puzzled theologians and laypeople alike for centuries. The answer is not as simple as you might think, as it involves centuries of history, politics, and religious debates. The process of determining which books should be included in the Bible is called canonization. The canonization of the Old Testament took place over a long period of time, beginning around the 5th century BCE and ending in the 2nd century CE. During this time, Jewish leaders and scholars debated which books should be considered part of their sacred scripture. Ultimately, they settled on 39 books, which were later translated into Greek and became known as the Septuagint. The canonization of the New Testament was a much more complex process. It began with the writings of the apostles, which were circulated among early Christian communities. These writings were considered authoritative and were used for teaching and guidance. However, not all of these writings were considered equal. Some were disputed, and debates arose about which ones should be included in the canon. In the 4th century CE, the Council of Carthage was convened to address these disputes. The council, which was attended by bishops from across the Roman Empire, ultimately decided on a list of 27 books that would be considered part of the New Testament. These books included the 4 Gospels, the Acts of the Apostles, the letters of Paul and other apostles, and the Book of Revelation. But why were these particular books chosen? There were several factors at play. One was the authority of the authors. The writings of the apostles and their close associates were considered to have special authority because they were eyewitnesses to the life and teachings of Jesus. Another factor was the content of the books. The books that were ultimately included in the canon were considered to be consistent with the teachings of Jesus and the early Christian communities. It's important to note that the process of canonization was not a one-time event. Even after the lists of books were established, debates continued to arise about their contents. For example, in the 16th century, the Protestant Reformation led to the removal of several books from the Catholic Bible, including Tobit, Judith, Wisdom, Ecclesiasticus, Baruch, and parts of Esther and Daniel. These books are still considered part of the Bible by the Catholic and Orthodox churches. In conclusion, the process of determining which books to include in the Bible was a complex and multifaceted one. It involved debates about the authority of the authors, the content of the books, and the beliefs and practices of the communities that used them. While the canonization process has been completed, debates about the interpretation and meaning of these texts continue to this day.